the second part of your question is, what can people do if they're listening to this and they're thinking, okay, there's, life's going okay, I'm pretty successful, but there's something missing here. Is this all there is to life? And in my new book, I've got this really simple exercise that I really, really like. And every time I share it with people, most people find it really, really impactful. And I don't know, Mo, if you're up for it, I could do it on you in real
let's do
time.
it right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So don't overthink it. This is just a very simple exercise to help us understand the difference for some of us between success and happiness. So if I was to ask you, what are 3 things that you can do this week, real practical things that you could do this week that would truly make you happy, what 3 things would come to mind?
I'd spend time with people I love. I would write like a maniac, and I would relax, really. Just find some time in silence and in peace.
Okay. Second part of the exercise is called Write Your Own Happy Ending. So what I want you to do now is imagine you're on your deathbed, looking back on your life. What are 3 things you will want to have done?
I will want to have written like a maniac, written a lot of things. Honestly, spent a lot of time with loved ones, and definitely sort of invested in my own self in a way that allowed me to rise and realize what I'm all about, I think.
Yeah, I love that. And I try not to have expectations when I ask people, these questions. But it doesn't surprise me that you're someone who is actually very aligned. You have written about happiness. You deeply understand it. So your answers in those 2 exercises were very, very aligned. If you wrote them down on 2 separate pieces of paper and brought them together, you think, yeah, actually, if I do these 3 weekly habits, week after week, spending time with loved ones, writing like a maniac, finding time to rest and relax and be with yourself, let's say, if you do those 3 things every week, actually, you are going to get the happy ending that you want, which is to have written lots. And I'm sure part of the reason for that, I imagine, is to help and impact the world, because I've spoken to you before. If you spend time with your loved ones each week, then at the end of your life, when you look back, and that's, again, one of your big targets by the end of your life, it's a deceptively simple exercise, and I'd really would encourage Mo.
Yeah, I'll tell you openly, I think if we ask most people, their answers will not be aligned at all.
Exactly. That's the point. The point is
The
they're not.
typical answers will be, those things make me happy. Those things are the things I want to be left with. And as a matter of fact, another set of things would probably be the things they're spending most of their time doing anyway, right? Isn't that how the modern world is?
It isn't. This exercise is not about making anyone feel bad at all. It's about awareness. It's about simply saying, okay, guys, if you're struggling with your life, do that exercise. It literally will take you under 5 minutes, maybe under 2 minutes, really, depending on how much you have to think. And then it could be, for example, that on your deathbed, you want to have spent meaningful time with your friends and family, right? You might say that, and then you might go, yeah, I want to do that each week, but man, I'm working so hard. I miss every dinner time with the kids. I'm working every weekend, so I can never go for a walk with my partner. Oh, wow. And so if all it does then is start to shift and you understand, okay, at the moment, if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm not going to get my happy ending. Okay, great. It means maybe I need to specify now, each week, I'm going to be around for 4 dinner times with my partner and my children. And I won't have my phone with me when I do it. And you can make it very analytical if you want. If people are that way inclined, put it in your diary. These 4 things are important because, for me, Mo, like I've done this exercise several times. Like for me, I'm really, really clear on what those things are. For me, each week, if I can, spend time with my wife and kids, undistracted time, I might add. If I can have time to pursue my own passions, and if I've done something to meaningfully impact other people in the world beyond myself and my family, that I think on a weekly basis would make me happy. And that's ultimately what I want on my deathbed as well. I want to have had an impact on the world. And it's not just me saying this, Mo, right? Or you saying it. Have you read that book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying, Bronnie Care?
Yeah, Yeah,
Palliative
exactly.
care nurse has spent lots of time with people at the end of life, and they consistently tell her the same things, the same regrets. I wish I'd spent more time with my friends and family. I wish I'd worked less. I wish I'd allowed myself to be happy. I wish I'd lived the life. I wish I'd lived my life and not the life other people expected of me. So, my hope, Mo, with this conversation, with the work you're doing, and also with my new book, is to help people realize hopefully we don't need to wait until some traumatic life event. Hopefully we don't need to wait
Yes.
until our deathbed to realize what's truly important. And frankly, all the research shows us that number one is relationships. Relationships, relationships, relationships. That's who we are. And if we're not prioritizing those ones in our life, ultimately we're not going to be happy in the long term.